seamstress videos. If you are new here, what we do is we take pieces of clothing that you already have in your closet that you no longer wear and turn it into something new. This way we're recycling and helping the planet, and you have unique pieces, because it's so annoying about fast fashion among so many things. But one of my biggest pet peeves about it is that everyone dresses the same when it doesn't necessarily look good on everyone. So this way you have your own customized pieces that looks good and unique. In today's video, we're going to make the famous aerie leggings, but every time I go online to purchase it, it is always sold out. So we're going to try to make it ourselves. You're going to need an old pair of leggings, an old spandex. I have this one that's nude, but if you have one in black, that might work better, because then you also need like an old shirt or old black fabric so that we can wrap the spandex with black fabric so it can match our black leggings. So before we continue, I am working on the floor right now because my table broke. It's currently being fixed, so I apologize for that. I'm also a little worried about using this spandex because it's a little small. It's back when I was thinner before quarantine. So I am going to have to stretch it a lot. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut right in the middle, because my leggings are actually not high-waisted, but I want them to be, so the spandex part is going to make our leggings high-waisted. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to cut across these spandex. So this is what it should look like when you are done. All our videos are beginner friendly. I'm in no way claiming that I'm a seamstress, but I am a little bit worried that this is a little too tight because the circumference of the spandex in my leggings are vastly different, but hopefully I can stretch the spandex. Anyway, after you're done cutting the spandex in half to the desired length, we now have to wrap our spandex with black fabric. If you already have spandex that is black, that actually makes your job a lot easier, because then all you have to do is attach it. But because mine is nude, I'm now going to wrap it with this old black cardigan that I have. And I can see all the lint. Don't worry, I will clean it up. The aerie leggings actually have a kind of like crossover V in the front, which makes your waist look very snatched and tight. So when we wrap our spandex, we're actually going to cut a V to mimic that shape. And we're only going to cut it on the front part of the spandex, not the back. So I've already gone ahead and cut out the back of my cardigan to wrap my spandex with. We are going to need two separate pieces because we will be doing a crossover. So make sure that you have enough fabric to cover the entire surface area of our... This next part is optional, but I want my leggings to have a nice clean cut. So I'm just going to fold down like a centimeter or 2 centimeters down of my fabric so that it has a nice clean edge. Notice in this scene you can't tell that I cut my cardigan on the top part because I folded down the edges. The next thing we're going to do is, remember how we talked about the crossover and the V? We're going to mimic that onto our spandex. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut out this triangle piece from my spandex, and I'm only going to cut the triangle out on the front piece, not the back. So the easiest way to do that is first mark the triangle piece with, I'm using chalk, but you can use something that like wash off, like pen maybe, or there's also fabric markers. And then I'm just going to make a straight line so I know where to cut, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut. Here's what it looks like when it is done. And our next step is now to wrap our spandex with our black fabric. So the way that I'm going to do it, it's going to look like this when it's done. And then the bottom part I can even trim once I'm done attaching the black fabric onto my spandex. The next step is to pin your black fabric onto your spandex so that you can sew it and it stays in place. You can use pins. I like to use clips because it's just easier for me, but you can use whatever you like. And then we're just going to sew. Top part looks like when we're done attaching our black fabric to our spandex. And the next step is now to attach the top part to our leggings. This is going to be a little bit difficult because I have to stretch out the spandex a lot, so hopefully this works out. I'm just going to position where I want the upper part to attach onto my leggings. And I actually may end up using pins for this part because I think it'll be easier than clips. And I'm going to bring it over to the sewing machine. So let's see how it turns out. Like when it is done. I did mess up. I didn't align the triangle to the crotch, so it's a little bit uneven. So if you do this, make sure you do align it. I think this was a fail, but I will try again at aligning the crotch, and hopefully that comes out better. Be sure to follow us on our socials. They'll be linked in the description for more videos on how to take old pieces of clothing that you have and turn it into something new and unique for yourself. If you do end up doing this technique, be sure to duet us on TikTok so we can see how it came out, or tag us on our Instagram.